Hello everyone, I'm Rakesh again. Today we have an interview with our president candidate from Block 6, flat number 608, Sridhar Chebrolu. So I would like him to introduce himself for 2 minutes and basically his expertise and what value addition he can bring to Avatar and if any contribution he has done so far. Sridhar, please.
Thank you, Rakesh. So this is a very good initiative. And my name is Sridhar Chebrolu. I'm from Block 8608 and I'm contesting for president role as an independent. And I actually want to prove myself or start learning myself and then understand what are the challenges before being eligible myself. So I started with creating a FAQ. What is a FAQ about
Issues in society.
issues around STP,
Right.
basically where we stand, and then followed by how to make bylaws more active and more relevant. And the third is that facility management. I come with 20 plus years of software industry experience, and most of my experience deals with R&D projects where we need to take the non-clear requirements from customers and solve them by pooling highly technical and successful talented individuals. This experience really helped me in performing my role if elected. Like one, the challenges involved in creating a team of strong and highly individuals, highly talented individuals, and then dealing with day-to-day issues with the stakeholders.
Right.
And I was a part of advisory committee, but my contributions I cannot claim it because not official conversation happened, but I happened to contribute offline. In addition to that, I'm a EC member of Avatar Toastmaster Club, which actually helped me to build my conversation and how I can have a negotiation with my stakeholders. All these things will help me to solve current issues. Definitely, MC4 is going to face a lot of challenges and issues, which definitely need all these tactics and techniques. Thank you.
Thanks, Sridhar. So I can see your chart, which is basically you have created urgent versus important. So I think the vision is very clear. What you are doing, whatever things are very important, you have segregated. Whatever things are urgent, kept separate. Thanks. So I will start with my questions. So there are standard defined questions for now. What is the current maintenance condition in Avatar, and what do you think should be our ideal value of the maintenance once you come into the power? How you decide?
As an individual, I cannot take any decision, but first we need to understand whether it is 3.1 per square feet or 3.75. Is it really worth for as a owner for me to pay? Then I can switch to my role as a president role and understand what are the top three expensive items which can be brought down to last three.
Right.
And such measures, if we can do it, that would help me to arrive along with the rest of the team members to what is a suitable and relevant maintenance.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. The second question is, what solution do you see or expect for STP? I think in your roadmap you have mentioned that within 6 months you will solve the issue.
Right.
So
One advantage I see is that at this moment everyone having their own solutions, which is good. That is another reason for me to contest in this one. And the second is that main problem is that at flats or at end, it should be odorless and colorless water. If at some experts mentioned that at unit level or at STP plant level, it's clear and it's good.
output is good.
Okay, so if we can find out a quick fix with maintenance, proper maintenance or effective maintenance, that should be the immediate solution for us. Then followed by long-term solution, which is very important for us. and working closely with MHC or any other things. First, my priority is building our own competency in maintaining such a complex STP plant. Currently, we are completely dependent on MHC or MHC recommended vendors.
Right.
I want us to say that, okay, why can't we ourselves build that competency by pooling a lot of experts and expertise and find solution which is immediate and intermittent. Then followed by long term with upgrading technology and capacity, which is again helps us in getting water security for growing the families and all.
Right. So, what about this biobunka? So, do you think going with that is worth, or have you done some study about that?
Yes, Banka Bio stated it has a lot of expertise and experience, but unfortunately they are not OEM manufacturer, they are only service provider. That is one thing we need to see it. If really we want to go with Banka Bio or another company, we can give them for 1 month maintenance and see how they are maintaining it. If they really understand our current challenges, then obviously they can invest their R&D or other efforts in upgrading and other things. First, we need to fix our problem, which is
But
in hand.
giving to them means just for maintaining the current plant, or after changing and maintenance by
If
them.
that question is about whether we are going with Banka Bio with as is terms and conditions, that need to be revisited.
All right.
There are certain terms and conditions which are not in favor with us that need to be relooked at. But what I am saying is that as part of vendor finalization, we can give them for 1 month or 2 months saying that, okay, now you said you have expertise in changing the technology, but why don't you prove yourself in terms of bringing effective maintenance, which is what current challenge for us.
But effective maintenance, like any vendor would not support any existing model, because if they have to enter with basically for a business,
Right.
they will try to basically remove the existing setup.
Right. If they are comfortable with that, first they need to prove with us. And currently we cannot. I mean, someone asked about whether pilot is possible for a specific block and all. That is not possible. This can be pilot for
Yeah,
them.
right.
At a plant level, why don't you maintain it and supply odorless and colorless water to flats?
For example, pilot project, yes.
Yes.
Because spending crores of rupees,
Right. They can try for 1 month, and if both parties do not agree, we can depart. No issues.
Okay. So, what is your take on the shoe racks in corridor and other things which we kept in the common area, basically?
Right.
Shoe racks.
Shoe racks and removing shoe racks need to deal with user behavior or resident behavior. First, we need to understand what are the challenges we have with resident. I believe like 60 to 70% agreeing it. Only very small percentage is there. So we need to deal with separately with what issues they are facing and what concerns they are facing. If needed, we can bring in experts from fire safety and other departments and get that answered, because those are important to understand why certain residents are against or favor.
Because I am also in the corporate. So, if I tell about myself, till 2020, I had basically a view that corridor, like if something is capped, nothing is going to happen.
Correct.
Once I got the training on ERT, like things like my mindset got changed, because at the time of fire,
Right.
you don't know whether it will be either day or night. You don't have control.
Correct.
Other thing, during the fire, you have to use the walls to basically escape. And if something is kept on the corridor and it is blocking,
Right.
you may get hurt, or you will not be able to
Right.
escape.
Maybe certain demos and
Right.
trainings
This
will
will
really
help, I
help
think.
us. Yes.
Okay. Next question is about the solution which you can bring for the food court.
Right. Food court, what I observed is that food court we got very less space, but we are trying or we are expecting multi cuisine and multiple varieties and all. Again, here we need to understand what is that when builder provided us and what is that best can be arranged.
Right.
and maybe if sit and eat, that's not, dining is not possible, we need to include um, door delivery. We need to discuss with vendors to arrange door delivery. Currently, the thing recently, Mrugamani was delivering good, but there are certain shortfalls there also, and one of them is door delivery is not there. So
Okay.
all these things need to be discussed and included while identifying the vendor there.
But how are you going to make sure that the vendor stays? Because what has happened, Murgaoni, I think from my point of view as a resident, they were doing good. I was happy with the food quality personally. But any vendor who comes in this small space, I agree, the space is small, even smaller than Vihanga.
Right.
So this is going to be a challenging situation.
Right.
But seeing that the space and the space around, what do you think? Like how we are going to retain the vendor? Any conditions we are going to put on them? Maybe some retention clause or something else.
Right. There are two ways I want to address this one. One, resident being not happy. Second is that vendor not being happy.
Right.
So from vendor side, we can handle with certain clauses in the agreement, and so that it is mutually agreed on that.
Right.
And upfront we can discuss with them on whatever space that they can use it, what are the challenges that we already see in the last three vendors. Coming to that resident being not happy, as of now we don't have many channels, or not even one official channel to express their displeasure, or not having anything in terms of, okay, where can I report if I have issue with particular vendor. So this is common for all the vendors, and we need to come up with a way that, okay, team, if you are not happy with a certain vendor or certain feature, this is a way and a method to
Right.
report to us.
Right.
And as a members, again, there are two ways to handle it. One, management committee can intervene and help them, or vendor committee or vendor subcommittee, it can handle both ways. One, before vendor onboarding, and after onboarding, what are all the challenges
Right.
residents are doing. So it will create two-way
Put us
communication.
feedback basically,
Right.
what we are improving. True. Okay. But there is one more situation, like some owners of the restaurant may not be happy with the vendor, any, be it food court or
Right.
security or anything.
Right.
If they go and fight with the vendor, that is going to be a tough situation for the vendor,
Right.
because they don't want to involve in any kind of conflict.
Right.
What do you think, how we can handle this situation in future?
In as is condition, we cannot avoid it, but we need to find out a way to educate our residents also in such cases how to handle it. Again, that comes with user behavior.
Right.
At this moment, user behavior is, okay, go and attack any vendor that they are not happy. That need to be changed.
Right.
It
Because
will come a time.
a vendor is also coming here for the income, right?
Right,
If-
right,
if
right, right.
Income and respect also both.
Exactly.
If they are not going to get anything or any income, they
No
will,
vendor will
they will
stay,
not
yeah.
stay. Okay, next question is regarding the solar panel. So there was some uh, proposal was ongoing from other opponent panel.
Right.
So what is your take on that, putting the solar panel, and are we really going to get benefit, or have you done some study maybe if you
I haven't done any study, but why? I mean, let's first look at why do we need solar panel? How much energy savings that we can do? By any other means, if we can save same effort or same cost, let us look at those feasible things. Once the surrounding buildings comes, then definitely we can revisit what are all possible ways and other means. That definitely Avatar got a very good open space, and maybe upstairs we need to see how launch pads, helipads, those things come in picture and all. That takes time. But if our aim is to save the cost, first we need to look at all other ways and means, because this requires a good study and wait for other buildings to come.
right? There are certain ideas actually. One of the ideas which I had proposed. In fact, I can help in implementation.
Yeah.
That time-based switching on and
Right.
off.
Right.
Even the solution can be sensor-based, but sometimes we need the light for the CCTV. Like
Right,
if there
right,
if
right.
there is no light, the cameras will be not
Right.
that much effective. It will be with the IR recording.
Yeah, that sensor based, I have a difference of opinion. Like one is CCTV, another one is that our corridors and basements definitely need lighting.
Right.
No other
It
way.
should be right.
Even steps also, there is some thought on at least we can switch off or something like that. That is also another area of required. That do need a proper study before identifying what are all places it can be sensor enabled and all.
I had sent some calculation, I think almost 1 year back, to MC, uh, I don't know, MC2, I guess. Like all the corridors, if you basically the floor corridors, if you count, there was some spots in the basement one where the proper lighting is there in the daytime, but still the light was on. Okay, whether they are controlling manually or automatically, I don't know. But if we can make it time based,
Right.
which is not very expensive, so you don't have to change all the lights to sensor based. So
Currently,
this
it
will
is
be
manual, I guess,
yeah, manual.
in some places. But
Right.
I
In the,
need
in the
to see
time
that.
base, what you can do, you can just change through the app what time you want to turn it on,
Correct.
what time you want to turn it off, and all the lights will be at that time.
If I'm not wrong, certain lights are already covered through this automatic, but certain still on manual. But we can bring in all the
Right,
automations. These are the most low-hanging fruits
Right,
in terms
true.
of saving costs.
Right. What is the? I would say it's a controversial question, but yeah, it's a. What is your viewpoint on the temple committee if you want to keep under MC or separate?
Again, what is the rationale behind asking for independence? What is the challenges they are facing with management committee? If we understand it, we can arrive it to what extent that freedom or that what is that independence that can be provided. This is currently this is located in Mayam Avatar and can be under association, but definitely we need to resolve if there are any open issues which is causing this demand.
What is your viewpoint on EV installation? There is some proposal from panels.
Right.
So,
Even if we don't think about it, most of the residents are going to switch to EV vehicles, right?
yes, in near future.
And we need to start catering about it. And most of other communities are already offering EV charging stations and all. Definitely, we need to look into it. And what is stopping us to enable either at a parking lot level or basement level or a certain point level, we need to see it. And I heard some of the points already identified are given to the rent. So if certain things already modified from previous plans and all, we need to revisit this and see, okay, what is it a plan? Maybe next 1 year or 6 months or 2 years, we need to switch it. But definitely we need to support this.
Right. How are you going to handle the vendor onboarding? Basically, what I mean to say, involving the vendor committee, giving the power to vendor committee, or influencing the vendor committee. So,
Yeah, my being in advisory subcommittee got some idea. What I see is that all things to be done by same 10 members, it is a very Hercules task for them. So instead, my suggestion is that, okay, why don't this vendor subcommittee sort out, answer, clarify all questions coming from vendor. Sorry, coming from owners. So this way, majority of conversation is already done and handled by subcommittee. Now they can share it with management committee. Now this management committee can oversee or give holistic view of that and how it is impacting, and then they can add some more things. If there is nothing much, they can see if they see any issue, definitely we can put into voting or take a call. That is how I'm proposing to
so
have.
are you going to give the powers, like more powers to vendor committee?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, more power.
More power basically for the decision making. Say if vendor committee is recommending you, okay, this vendor looks good,
Okay.
and MC is saying no, we don't want to go with this vendor. Then there may be a conflict of interest because someone in MC may be close to vendor, or maybe I don't know.
Okay, so I'm just handling that in different way, right? Rather than management committee, like earlier, one of your question is that what about residents are not happy, right? So there could be some valid reason or concerns being raised by residents or owners. First, we need to see how the subcommittee can handle it. If such issues and challenges are already addressed by the subcommittee, then management committee can have a dialogue and say, okay, vendor subcommittee gave me this top 1, 2, 3, but I am going with the 2, 3, 4. And this is a rationale. This rationale, if supply it, because already 1, 2, 3, 4 status is already known to all the owners, definitely the acceptance will be more. From that angle, I am saying that, okay, freedom will be given.
Thank you. What about the pet policy? So we see a lot of basically issues like pets are peeing somewhere which is not allowed. So what is your view and like how you want to bring it?
Okay. I want to divide this into two parts. One is that effective implementation of this pet policy. Two, there are any requirements or requests from them. One of the requests I got from one of the pet owner is that make sure whether before raising that penalty or charging the penalty, is there any way that we can validate this pet belongs to this owner or not?
Incident basically.
And two, coverage perspective. So like current guidelines may not be clear or something like that. We can add more signboards or something like that, which will help them on doing that. Coming to the penalty, we all came to have a joy of inclusive learning, but penalty should not be the first one to do that. But we should have a notices to be given to them because we observed that this is what a proof and all, and we can take a call collectively. Now, for example, coming to pet policy again, we can have a opinion from pet owners and observe, boss, I already gave these things. Now tell me what do you want to do. These interactive and mutual conversation will help us from management committee or other owners to take care of any other request. Like some of them are asking, can we have a small area to designate as a pet park? But currently, a pet policy itself is a challenge. Now, how can we enable one more thing? That is what it comes. So, if they need some support or help, they need to help us in implementing this properly.
Right. Okay, so my next level of question, it is a little bit difficult question. So if you are from your agenda only, your manifesto only. So the first one is what if you win as a president and other MC member, because you are from independent
Right.
side. So what if other MC members are not supporting you? Would you resign and come out from the position, or what else do you think about it?
Right. Okay. Before talking about or answering that question, I'll just brief on my style of or philosophy or leadership style. One is that empathizing. So empathizing with other person, why that person decided not to share some information or support us. Second, listening. So if I don't listen to them, there is a small window between initially handshaking on the day one of election and the way you mentioned, right? Not supporting or resigning or something. There is some period. Is there anything that this period can be used to listen to the other person's concern? Is there anything that I can improve or learn myself from that other person? Third is that lead by example. By sensitizing or conveying it, by doing it as a team, what is the benefit that as a team we get it or as a community we get it? Community benefit can be put in front of conversation and say why this need to be discussed with all. So like this, maybe I can try to understand the challenge and all.
Because seeing the situation in MC1 to 3, 4, I think like the challenges are increasing.
Right. Yeah,
So
that trust. So another thing is that building trust.
Right.
So one of the lack of building lack of trust is a challenge within the MC1 and 2, 3. And if I need any support from this thing, from others, I need to have a trust from other owners and members also.
Right. Okay, the next question, it is on your manifesto. You have mentioned well-maintained amenities. What gaps do you see and how you want to fix those?
Right. Most of the amenities are sorry. If we talk about Avatar, it is a open area is a mode, right?
84% they have claimed
Right.
money out there.
And so greenery or sorry landscaping or mostly the effort and cost goes there, and staff is required. And the second is that housekeeping. We have a shoots, but we don't have how to use manual, or we don't have any training, or we are thinking of segregating waste from dry and wet. So many things can be done by again changing the behavior.
Right.
So for that changing behavior and improving the amenities, if let's say if anything gets spoiled, how quickly we can fix it. That let's say open gym. So if we, how quickly we can, these studies will help us in identifying it. Definitely, one of the FMS and the proactive FMS will help us in fixing those things.
Okay. The next one you mentioned in your manifesto, that inclusive living.
Right.
So, what do you want to bring as an inclusive living?
Like inclusively, this is one of the long-term strategy in terms of it. If I don't understand what are all the different groups or different things, like how we can bring in, for example, next the Raj Pushpa comes and they will start adding new amenity, or they will support their residents differently. So first thing is that we need to identify, like you already covered pet owners, you already covered maintenance and other things, and we have a home kitchens, right? Many such initiatives are there, and kids are there. What when I say inclusive living in the long term, kids are going to be a future for us. And in our community, is there anything that we can help them to grow as a good citizen or better citizen?
Right.
Whatever required to include them in terms of hackathon or ideathon, or making them sports interested. Many amenities can be leveraged by here. That's one of the thing I like in Avatar. So how well we can keep them engaged so that their initial period can be enjoyable and useful.
Okay. Okay. Any controversies you had in Avatar till now? Because I have not seen many of your messages. Basically, mostly you are basically not in the controversy. But can you recall any controversy from your side, or maybe any conflict with anyone in Avatar?
No.
No. Because it's a common question for everyone, all the contestants. How do you talk to the people who are below your status, maybe in your office or in Avatar or outside, like maids or delivery boys?
Right. I'm not initiating the conversation, but if they say morning, I'll definitely say a very good morning. And I will try to have a conversation and understand what is casual questions, not related to their job or something like that. That will happen.
Okay. Do you know any, basically, apart from your home, any homemaids, any guards name in Avatar, or any supporting staff names in Avatar? No. Uh, okay. Any one reason that people should not select you? Any one reason?
Just now you mentioned, right? So if they need to see my contribution and knowing people, that is one reason that they can not vote.
That you can maybe with the coming time you can improve.
Right, right, definitely, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Sridhar. I'm done with my questions.
Okay.
Anything you want to convey to the people of Avatar?
Yeah, sure. So Rakesh, this is a very good initiative. What I am looking at is that in MC4, I request you to continue based on your time and this thing.
Right.
And this would really help in bringing out what are all the challenges members sitting in MC4, and they can bring out openly and share that with you. And same share, it can be shared with them. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks.